Hello, merry meet. So, it's that time of year again. Llewellyn released their so-called almanacs a couple of months ago, and it's time to review some of them. So, first up, it is Llewellyn's 2017 Herbal Almanac. Herbs for growing and gathering, cooking and crafts, health and beauty, history, myths, and lore. Here it is. Now, I wish they didn't call it almanacs. Every year I complain about this. Not that I think that Llewellyn will actually listen to what I complain about, but I still have to complain. It is not an almanac. An almanac is a thing where you write up, I am going to the dentist so and so day. This day is, the stores will probably be closed because it's a Christian holiday and, nations have a tendency to follow those. And yeah, those are things of like this is basically articles. This is a yearly magazine, basically. It has nothing to do with dates. There's a tiny little section that has to do with dates. All of it, the rest of it are articles. As such, as it always is these, it doesn't matter if you get it now. Basically, if you don't have 2015's Herbal Almanac, for example, it would probably be better to look for that because you can get that dirt cheap because of the date on it, but it doesn't matter because these are articles, they are generally applying. So let's have a look what's in it. Well, first, let me just have a comment on the cover. I really like it. It looks simple, but it looks very herby, if that's a term. But anyway, I like it. Let's get on to what's in this. We have content. Woohoo! We have an introduction to Llewellyn's Herbal Almanac. Introduction that I guess that is self-explanatory. We have unraveling the tapestry of the medieval garden, which is really interesting. We have a herbal insectary, which is okay. Gardening Square by Charlie Rainbow Wolf, which was a bit overwhelming. The Oriental Puppy by, and then we're talking about a puppy as in the plant, not a puppy as the dog. Now I can be a little bit unclear about that with my Norwegian accent at times. By Esha K.V.U. McNervin. Then we have Natural Pest Control for the Garden, which I think is very interesting, especially if you're trying to get some vegetables out of there, because, yeah, you want to get as healthy vegetables as possible out of it. Then you have For the Bees by James Campbell's, quite interesting. The Winter Herb Garden, Bringing Outside Herbs In by Il Anderson. Now, this section here is quite interesting, but not that relevant to me because I don't have a garden. But yeah. Then you have culinary herbs, which is always one of my favorite sections in these books. You have Eat Your Veggies by Lupa. Her articles are always excellent. You have Beverage Craft, Cordelia's, Soft, Shrubs, and more. You have Cranberry Ketchup, Sweet and Sassy by Doran Shaberi. That looks like a recipe that I really want to try. The Secret Ingredient by Alice DeVille. You have the Pocket Pour by Flavor Rich, substitutes for herbs and spices, which is so important because there's so many, you see recipes and it has all these sorts of herbs and things and they can get quite expensive. These are some substitutes. Sage, A Story of Redemption by Anna Sala, which is really good. And Nightshades by Magneta Gifford. Perhaps there are some of them that can be eaten. It's not something I have used almost ever, so I only know that there are poisonous varieties there. Then you have herbs for health and beauty. Then you have herbs for teen hormones that thankfully is not relevant for me, but it's an okay article. Then you have Herbs for All Seasons, Essentials for Your Collection, which is a good one. Naturally Beautiful, DIY beauty products. I cannot talk today. I really like that article. We have a Heart of Gold, turmeric, saffron, and I cannot pronounce it. But anyway, using various yellow plants for natural cosmetics. Plant Therapy by Lupa, another really good one by her. Radiola and Apatogens, Your Stress Relief, which I really like. Then you have Herb Crafts, Herbs in Art by Susan Ress, quite interesting. Japanese Paper Streamers, The Mystical Origins of the Sakaki, and Tamaguchi by Linda Radish. I really like that one. I really like to learn about spiritual beliefs and practices and where they come from all over the world. Rofina Project by Autumn Dominia. Pomanders, Sense and Sensibility by Natalie Saman. A Garden to Die For, with die as in what I do with my hair, by Monica Crossham. You have Herb History, Myth and Lore. You have Rabbits in Little Velvet Jackets, Natural History in Beatrix Potter's Fairy Tales by Tia Flor Bloom. Quite interesting if you are into the whole fairy tales, fairycraft, and those things. The Painted Coast, both in Ancient Modern Use by Tiffany Lessig. I really like that one. It's really, really interesting. Herb Names by Susan Ritz, also quite interesting. The Ancient History of Herbs by Elizabeth Barrett. Crop Lore, When the Plants Talked Back, which is a very good article. The Almond, Ancient Harbinger of Spring, and also quite delicious. And yes, there was one more page of contents. There are moon signs, places, and tables, and this is basically the only section that is just for 2017. It is the quarters and signs of the moon, January till December moon tables, and dates to destroy weeds and pests. But other than those, it goes from page 294 to 310. Everything else in this book is, you can read it at any time. Now, I really love that they have these little cute illustrations all over the place. And each article is generally, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages long. While this one's a little illustration again. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. So it's basically, most of them are, as far as I know, between 5 and 10 pages. So it's basically a good sized magazine article when you put it in this format. And yeah, they are good articles. They are basically, it's for the garden, what to do with herbs, and yeah, all sorts of things about herbs that you can use in your everyday life. It's a very practical book because all of these things describe things that are of use in everyday life. It's not like, oh well, you have this and you will put it on the shelf and you can never use it again. It's all from recipes to basically how do you bring your outside plants in. So it's a good practical book. Most of the articles are well written. And of course, like with all selections of articles, you are not going to like every one of them. Not all of them are going to be relevant for you. For example, teenage hormones are not relevant for me whatsoever. And since I do not have any children, it will not become relevant either. So yeah, but like with all variety packs, there will be things that you don't like, but I found that I like the majority of these articles, and yeah, it's a very good book, as these usually are if they just didn't call it an almanac. So yeah, that is my review of Llewellyn's 2017 Herbal Almanac. Herbal Magazine. Herbal Magazine. Anyway, have a great day and blessed be.